When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing.
Hi, my name is Larry White, and I am your producer and director of The Inner Beat. The Inner Beat is a socially conscious program that sometimes showcases cultural events as well as community events. And occasionally, we'll even bring you a little song and dance. So sit back and enjoy The Inner Beat.
It's very difficult for me to speak, but I'm going to try my best. I am speaking very good at this point, so you have been privileged. I'm going to speak of John Bobo Clarke. You don't know John Bobo Clarke. You know John Henry Clarke. Seville knows John Bobo Clarke. You see, I am going way back in Harlem, not at the Schomburg collection where it is now. Before the Schomburg collection, I am going to County Cullen Library back to 135th Street. From 135th Street into 132nd. 135th Street was Schomburg. In front of the County Cullen Library, go right through to 136th Street, and then you go into the County Library. I am talking about the Schomburg at a time when not one of you black people in here, look how like you are, it was allowed to go in. You could go in and listen, but you couldn't say a blasted word. Not one word. Wallerstein, July, and I used to come there to lecture. John and I, John was then living at the YMCA up the street. John and I were invited to come to hear the lecture, If we had any comment, we had to write it out and give it to the master of ceremony. I said it was pure damn ignorance. If I can't ask the question, to hell with them. I don't care who they were, Jews or Christian or who, they all were a bunch of bastards. I thought that then, and I still think so now. John and I decided we'd go to Arthur Lanzo Schomburg to find out about our history. That time Schomburg drank a lot, but when he was sober, he was wonderful. John decided one Wednesday he would meet me and we were going to Dr. Schomburg. At the corner used to be a multiple building, 6 stories high, and downstairs was a little place where they sell hot dogs and trinkets of that sort. And so we went over to the Schomburg to ask him to tell us about African history. When we went inside, he told Mr. Schomburg we were honored to be in his presence and I would like him to tell us our history. He said to us, go back and study about the white man and come back, and then I will tell you about your history. You must study their master before you study your own. And so we went quite disappointed. And John and I said, let's do some stage studying. And we will go back. We went and studied. That time, John was going with a Jamaican girl. You heard that? And quite shortly after that, we went back to Mr. Schamberg. And he said, oh, you're back to give me trouble. And we said, no, we would like to know about the history. He said, you learn about your enemy? And we said, not about the enemy, but the European. He said, that's your enemy. And we said, oh, we studied about the coming of the UN into civilization, how the Irish, the English, the French, and others fought each other. He said, you study how they behave, what were their values, what they thought about each other. We told him yes, and he told us, keep reading. You now started to learn about your history. When you finish reading the last book you can find, and beside that read the notes for the last book, you will be starting the history. We said, well, we can't do that. How are we going to find the last book and then the history mentioned the last book? We can't do that. He said, you can. So how? He said, when you die, keep reading. And we said, no, Mr. Schamberg, we know you're a member of our organization. He was a member of the Masons. He's a 33rd degree man. And author, and he said to us, you need to get a degree.
Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed, no more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be.